Hey, Stockton, you're listening to DCR, Delta College Radio. Tune in at DeltaCollegeRTV.com, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Delta College Radio.
Live from Delta College Radio in Stockton, California, it's Community Conversation. Get to know the people, hear their stories, talents, and involvement in the place we call home. Now here's your host, AFEX209.
Hey, buddy, Delta College, it's AFEX209. You're on Community Conversation. We got a good show today. It's the first show back. I'm happy to be here. Hope everybody's happy to listen. Just want to say good afternoon, everybody in Stockton, California. We got a beautiful day today. It's a really special show. It's a welcome back show, Community Conversation, and I have a special guest with me. His name is Motec Sanchez.
What's up, everybody?
How you doing?
Good to be back on campus. I'm a Delta College alum also.
Yeah.
Graduated here, transferred to Sac State, and now I'm working on my master's degree at USC, so it feels good to be back to my roots.
Yeah, Mr. Story had told me about you were one of his students before.
Yeah.
So you got your degree?
Yeah, I got my bachelor's from Sac State. I transferred out of here with my AA and went through the RTV program. Classes wasn't my major, but I took some classes here with Mr. Story, so it worked out really well. It's a really good program you guys are running.
Cool. Thank you for being here, first and foremost. So I've seen you do your work out here in our community of Stockton, California. I'm really inspired by what you do out here and helping the people. So you got a movie coming out right now. Tell me a little about that movie.
Yeah, so I made a documentary about Stockton. It's titled Mudville Harvest, The Untold Story of Stockton, California. And it'll be coming out. Well, it's actually, I've shown it a few times already in the public, so I'm just setting up some more dates, and I'm hoping to bring it here to Delta College, show it on campus as well.
Yeah, I'd like to help you do that, man, so we can get that going. So basically, what's it about?
So what it really looks into is the current state of the city, what's the environment like, how it got that way, and really define in a way that people can understand like what's happening in this city, because too often, especially people that are in positions to make decisions, a lot of times there's a disconnect between the haves and the have-nots really in this city, and understanding like what really is going on, and it's almost as if we live in two different cities within the same boundaries. So it's more telling about the history of how the city got that way, talking about really documents the year of 2011, which saw a record homicide rate, as well as led up to Stockton becoming the largest city in the nation at that time to declare bankruptcy.
Yeah, that's crazy. We're a really small city, so that's kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah, we are small, and a lot of times people have unless you come from these environments and these communities where you understand struggle and danger is kind of a lack of opportunity is very prevalent. There's a disconnect, and a lot of times people don't realize how bad off Stockton has really reached, and the statistics and where we rank really not only in the region but on a national level. So for instance, it incorporates a lot of research as well as a lot of historical research, a lot of current data that really talks about and puts us up against other cities throughout the state and the nation, and say, okay, this is what's happening in Stockton. Like, you could look at the city on black and white, on just numbers, not even knowing it was Stockton you were looking at. You could look at the city statistics across the board on paper, and you could see just from statistics alone that there is a problem in this community, in this environment. Yeah. And then, so really we look at what are some ways to address those issues and concerns, and how do we move forward as a community, and how to move to a better future for the city.
Okay, I feel that. I understand that. So you think a lot of people, a lot of the citizens of Stockton, they're ignoring things that are going on right now, or
yeah, I think so.
Informed, or
well, I think it's both. I think it's a combination of both, and that's why I wanted to put this in a format of a documentary to kind of show them visually, rather than just give a speech or, write a book or something like that, but to show them visually and have them hear, not just from me, but from people who grew up in this community, people who have experienced what it's like to survive here. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes some people say live here, but other people say survive.
DCR.
Today, well, actually, we're fighting. Sometimes we're fighting over the same things. I mean, people are still getting killed in Stockton over gold chains. In 1849, they were getting killed over gold during the gold rush. So it's a sad kind of state of affairs to say we haven't really come that far from our inception as a city. We haven't really progressed as much as we would like to think we have. Yeah. But it's not just meant to define like what are the challenges, but really defining the challenges in a way that we can answer the call to address them, and say what can we as a community do to come together to improve this situation.
Yeah. Yeah, so we got to come together as people, or as the people of the city, to make things happen, right?
Yeah, most definitely. We are our greatest asset as well as our greatest liability.
Yeah.
So that's a choice that we get to make. Do we want to be each other's strength and come together as community, or do we want to remain kind of fractured and separated and be allowed to have these very disparate realities which our children grow up in?
Yeah.
Really what the call is about is what are we going to do for the next generation?
Yeah.
How are we going to make things better for the children?
And I strongly feel that, because we don't want to leave our children out here with a corrupt world. While we're here, we want to try to make the best we can for our children. We leave in this earth. We want to leave them with better, because they're our future. We have to show them good examples. If not, they're just going to go through what TV and radio and everything else tells them that they're being trained to do. You got to step up as a community member and make it happen. It's come together. So do you think the RTV program here at Delta College helped you in a way with the documentary?
It helped me in a sense to know this was a viable medium in which to educate the masses. So
Yes.
that's a great way that exposed me going through this program, was because I used to mess around with music. I used to do some rapping and stuff like that, and that's what I would really focus on when I was coming through these classes. But I also saw the opportunity to where it's like you can reach people on a higher level, a deeper level, by documentary filmmaking.
Yeah.
And so where you're not just talking about the situation or giving your assessment or opinion, but it's really you're creating this triangulation of information from oral histories, people with interviews, and it's triangulated with the history and with the statistical data that really paints a clear picture for the viewer.
Yeah. Turn it up.
Catch DCR Radio at DeltaCollegeRTZ.com.
I want to give you a minute to shout out to everybody, tell them what you're doing. You can run for a campaign, let them know everything that's going on right now, Motec.
Yeah, so like I said, I'm just raising my family here in Stockton. I want to see this community succeed because my roots run deep here. I'm born and raised here, have family here. I'm focusing on my education, and rather than leave the community like a lot of people who do get a good education are forced to do or choose to do, I'm trying to really develop things here in my community because I want to stay here. This is where I call home. And so one of the things that I'm doing is running for city council because I feel my unique perspective in both being born and raised here, as well as my experience and training in working in the state capitol, working in county commissions, my education and background really provide me with a valuable insight and perspective on things that concern this community around, if they can be implemented and certain things can be accomplished. And I think that's part of the battle, right? Is just understanding what we're up against.
Yes.
And then the other side of that is developing solutions. And so that's
And coming together for them solutions.
yeah, and that's really what motivated me to want to not just have an opinion or complain about things, but actually develop solutions and put my money where my mouth is and run for city council to be in a better position to impact some of that change. So I'll be on the ballot coming up June 6th. I'm running for District 3, which is North Stockton between Marsh Lane and Benjamin Holt Hammer Lane from I-5 to 99. So
Nice.
I look forward to getting out of the community and spreading more of my insight and my message to the people of Stockton.
Okay, cool. That was Mr. Motec Patrick Sanchez. You can reach him on Facebook.
Yep, Facebook, Twitter, Motec Uzomatzin on Twitter, and Facebook, Motec Uzoma Patrick Sanchez.
Okay, cool. If you want to connect with this man, our future District 3 councilman, he got my vote, and he's going to do great changes for Stockton. So I asked you guys to do your research on this man and learn the great things he's doing. And when it comes time for the ballots to come, you see his name, I hope you can vote for him. He's going to do positive changes, and I want to thank you, Mr. Motec, for coming on the Community Conversation Show, man. I appreciate that.
I appreciate you giving me the time, and it's great to be back, like I said, back to my old stomping grounds and where my roots come from. I'm about to get a master's degree at USC, but really my roots come from right here at Delta College, so it's always good to come back and give back.
You hear that? Somebody's making the change. It's coming straight from Delta College. It ain't Harvard or nothing. It's Delta Community College. So you can make it through anything. Don't never let nothing stop you from doing what you got to do, like Mr. Motec. I want to thank you for everything you're doing for our city, sir.
I appreciate that, man.
Okay.
Glad you do the same.
Okay, thank you. And that's Community Conversation. Tune back in every Tuesday from 1 to 2 p.m. and you're on Delta College Radio, DCR. Hey, Stockton. You're listening to DCR, Delta College Radio. Tune in at DeltaCollegeRTV.com. Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Delta College Radio.